So this has been very odd for me to see, because there's been a lot of people here that yesterday they were starting to all condemn Hamas. You see all of them saying this. Look at this right here. Isn't this always so weird when this happens? Like, I feel like when something like this happens, it's like a mask off, what's the word for it? It's like a mask off, like all the politicians are bots type fucking thing, right? And so that's really how I see it. NPC programming went out. It makes you think that this is the reason why people think that there's a massive, like a Jewish conspiracy or a lizard conspiracy, or, it's a huge oligarchy. And the reason why is very simple. It's because when you have all of these people that are tweeting out the exact same thing every single time, then it becomes an issue. Now, obviously, a lot of it was because of this protest, but I'm going to go ahead and read some of these. Hamas is a terrorist organization. We do not support terrorists, period. Hey, so marching through a predominantly Jewish neighborhood and leading with a chant saying, we support Hamas, is a disgusting and anti-Semitic thing to do. Pretty basic. And that's from AOC. Now, she was having a really, really bad time over this. She was. And so this is it. There's proof. What's this here? And there's proof. There's more proof that exists than it doesn't. Yeah, maybe. Wasn't AOC supporting Hamas earlier? Or am I remembering wrong? I think that what a lot of leftist politicians have done is that they have refused to condemn Hamas, or they've talked around it in order to gain the approval and the favor of people that are pro-Hamas. And that way they can have the pro-Hamas people kind of basically by not saying anything about it, the pro-Hamas people assume that they're for it. And so they effectively get to have their cake and eat it too. So you have all of these like weird terrorist supporter people that are voting for you, but at the same time, you don't actually believe it, and you can sell them out later on. I think that's basically what happens, the Muslim vote. There's a lot of Muslims that don't support Hamas either, but you've got to keep in mind, Israel's 20% Muslim, right? 18-20%. So anyway, and I will go back and I'm going to pull some of these up because there has been a lot of this going on. And is this no, there was a riot last night. Can you guys believe that? There was another riot? Wow. So a lot of people received an SMS message. We're coming looking to the sky at midnight. They also got this message. Was that in Iran? I don't know about that. So anyway, Dan Saltman, Kino crash out in the quote tweets. People like Mamdani, who refused to condemn Hamas or wouldn't talk about Hamas, all of these people thought that that meant that he supported it. And I think that this is the truth. I think some of these people probably do personally support Hamas, but they realize, I'm not saying Mamdani does. I have no idea whether he does. I'm just guessing. But I'm not talking about him specifically. I'm saying in general. I think that some of them actually do support it, but they know that it's just a politically untenable position. So, like, there's people, for example, that during the years of the, gender identity crisis years, there were a lot of people that knew that there were two genders, but they didn't say that because they knew that they'd get in trouble for saying that. So I think this is really it. This post has received 4 million views. Let's look at the post engagements. So he goes, oh man, we had a good run. We had 8 days of optimism and good news. We are now in the bad part. So there's this guy right here. Let's look at this person about this account. This is a person in the United States. You're living in the United States, and you're talking about how do you think white boys obtain summer through jihad. To be fair, that's funny. But you have a person in the United States that is rooting for and talking about it being a bad thing that the not president of New York, excuse me, the mayor of New York, or New York City, I mean, is condemning a terrorist organization. Hamas is, again, I think that it's obvious why Hamas exists. And I think that Israel and the United States did play a role in making Hamas exist, for sure, especially by, like, you're bombing people and, you radicalize them by that happening. And then over time, you have terrorist groups come up. And yeah, of course, all that makes sense. But at the same time, you don't want to have that happen. President of New York City? Yeah, sure. And that doesn't mean those people are good. It's understandable why somebody joins Hamas or ISIS. Like, and this is like maybe a controversial opinion for me to have, but that's that's usually what I do, right? I love doing that. But I do think that it's understandable why a person would join Hamas or ISIS. I do. I think it's understandable. They grow up, they're being bombed by this foreign power, they're vulnerable as a teen or a young adult, and they have these guys come in. These guys are really charismatic. They have a lot of cultural power. They have economic power. They're successful, and they say, just pick up this gun and be part of our organization. You're going to be part of a brotherhood. You're going to be part of a, resistance force and everything. And I feel like it makes such sense, right? It makes so much sense. Yeah, Israel bad. They many manipulate them. Well, the thing is that it's not about whether Hamas is a justified cause. I don't think that anybody would be against Hamas if they were resisting and fighting against the IDF. But when Hamas targets and kills civilians, and then they use their own civilians as human shields, like you're hiding your weapons underneath a school. Think about it like this. Why would a terrorist organization hide weapons and resources underneath a school where children are? Well, the reason why is because they're using those children as a shield. So I don't think anybody's against Hamas in the action of them fighting and resisting Israel. That's fine. Yeah, of course, right? It's a fucking war. But the difference is that whenever you're raping women, and also this is another really big component, is that Hamas kills their own people for disagreeing with them. It's not like Hamas is, well, they were democratically elected, I think in 2006. Or something like that. That was a long time ago. People's perspectives change, and if they do change, then they die. Young men with no purpose are primed for radicalization. We see the same thing in the West. Yeah, it's like imagine being a young guy. Like, I can see why a dude will join ISIS, right? For example, like, let's say you are 5 years old, or maybe a little bit younger than that. I'm trying to think like a better year, but like, let's say you're like, I don't know, like 5 or 10 years old, and you grow up in a country and things are pretty good whenever you were growing up and all. And then the United States starts bombing your country and now everything is shit. And whether you think that whether every officer or every soldier conducts himself this way or not, I think one thing is definitely true, that some soldiers do conduct themselves and make mistakes whenever they do things. I think that like the recent ICE thing is a good example of this. Even though I think the shooting was justified, there's a lot of people out there that think that it wasn't. And the truth is that you are going to have guaranteed altercations in these other countries between the civilians that live there and the soldiers that are occupying that country. And whenever you have those altercations, that's going to radicalize those civilians there against that occupying military force, which is why I don't want to have the military there at all. So yeah, wrong or right, it's a result of lived experiences. Yeah, exactly. They're operating in bad faith. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, it's not a matter of think. Based on legal precedent, the ICE shooting is legally justified. I mean, again, my point is that it doesn't matter whether it's legally justified because it's still going to make people mad. Like, telling somebody that it's legal isn't going to make them say, okay, wow, I totally agree with it now. This is what I've said many times, is that I don't base my worldview on things based off of legality. I mean, there's plenty of things that are illegal and they shouldn't be, and plenty of things that are legal and they should be, or they shouldn't be. So yeah, or vice versa, whatever the hell I was saying. Maybe sometimes radicalizing and subjugating is an acceptable outcome. I mean, it depends, right? But when it's Hamas, I'd say not. So anyway, there's a bunch of different Democrats that are coming out and saying this, right? Governor Kathy Hochul, she's the governor of New York. Hamas is a terrorist organization that calls for the genocide of Jews. No matter your political views, this type of rhetoric is disgusting, it's dangerous, and it has no place in New York. Hamas is a terrorist organization committed to the murder of Jews. This is a hateful anti-Semitism, has no place in our city or nation. And then there's Ma'am Dami, I just saw that. Hamas is a terrorist organization that carried out the deadliest attack on Jews since the Holocaust. Cheering them on is dangerous and anti-Semitic, and this hateful rhetoric has no place in our country. I call on my colleagues on both sides to join the aisle and condemn it, which is obviously true. I mean, obviously this is true. Current attempt to terrorize Jewish community. Openly supporting a terrorist organization is reprehensible and anti-American. Hamas is a terrorist organization. Any rhetoric that glorifies them or spreads anti-Semitism should be widely condemned, which is, again, obviously this is true. It's obviously true. But the problem is that the public has become so radicalized that... Too bad, huh? The most toxic people to the Palestine cause are going to be mad about this? Yes. So I guess you can condemn the people chanting USA It's just, we gotta treat you like every other politician now. The honeymoon is over. Oh my fucking god. Kino crash out and the quote retweets. Yeah, I actually had knowledge of this previously. There you go. And so...
Jewish. You are Jewish.
Oh my god. Where do these people come from? So yes, he's Jewish and he's full of shit. Zoran's office gave him the permits. What's this here? Hassan in shambles. Yeah. And he did tweet about this, to be fair. This is what he said. Where is it here, if I can find it? And a lot of you fell for this, by the way. What is this? I don't even know what that is. And anyway, as a lesser evil voter, I will once again repeat my harm reductionist credo. Hamas is 1,000 times better than a fascist settler colonial apartheid state, and the real harm happening here is that another illegal stolen land is taking place at another synagogue. So for FTR, what does FTR even stand for? I don't expect us, a U.S. politician, to come out as pro-Hamas, but it's clear to so many people that the pro-Palestinian cause, at least, discardable if they're going to make a fuss about this rather than the Conus flags waving Zionists or the illegal synagogue land sale. So I really can't express this enough. Supporting a terrorist organization is a losing cause. You shouldn't do it. Even if you think they're right, even if you think, you know what, the terrorists are right, they have the right viewpoint on things, you don't want to go out and fucking say that. I don't know why somebody would do this. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Who the fuck does this? And so anyway, he's basically a radical leftist, will never concede. I think that this is them getting backed into a corner. I do. I think they are totally backed into a corner because they've already had the crash out happen. Minneapolis is getting fucking set on fire. People are breaking into buildings, etc. Hassan should be banned for this? I don't think he should be banned. He said it on Twitter. I don't want to see somebody get banned on fucking for what they said on Twitter. It's not really that bad. I mean, there's a lot of morons that support Hamas. If he's saying it on Twitch, then yeah, maybe you shouldn't be able to say that on Twitch. But like, that's not really what he's doing. So guys, something is happening. All the pro-Islam Democrats are all of a sudden in unison posting pro-Judaism, pro-Hamas posts after their followers have been screaming free Palestine all day, every day for years. They are getting in front of something. And you even have Fatty here that says Shabbat Shalom. Every time I hear that, I think of Candace Owens. I do. Every time I hear Shabbat Shalom, I think of her on that day dancing to the Jewish theme song. Every fucking time. Pitzker's Jewish? I don't know if he's Jewish or not, but I just knew he was fat. I didn't know. Maybe he is Jewish. Illinois. Yeah, the memo went out to you guys at the same time. There it is again. And let's see, Pivot, is the polling that bad? Jews rebuke you. No, you're a Palestinian. And I wonder, really, words are cheap? But yeah, it does seem like there very obviously is some sort of narrative shift that's happening. And midterms are coming, that's why. Well, I think that they're probably realizing that playing footsie with these like radical Twitter extremists over supporting terrorist groups isn't going to play well inside of America, right? I mean, a lot of people don't support that. So where's Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, AOC? Here we go. So she made a tweet, and this is the one that really got a lot of hate. Hey, so marching in a predominantly Jewish neighborhood and leading with a chant saying we support Hamas is disgusting and anti-Semitic thing to do. Pretty basic. So we're going to watch we're going to listen to it again. I listened to it yesterday, but I just want to make sure everybody understands. We support Hamas here. Brainwash people? Yeah, I guess so. And so, again, Hamas is and you've got to keep in mind, Hamas is a literal terrorist organization that rapes women, that kills people. They intentionally kill civilians. They use their civilians as human shields. And they also, on top of that, kill their own civilians for disagreeing with them. Any protest or any sort of demonstration against Hamas is met by Hamas killing them. Hamas is killing Palestinians too. The average, this is the thing, right? Is like if you're a person living in Gaza, you're just a Palestinian and you you had really bad spawn RNG. Holy fuck, does that suck. You spawn there, and you're in a fucking war zone. And so not only are you getting bombed regularly by Israel, which is being supported by the United States, and you can't go anywhere because Palestinian refugees are banned from like every other country in the Middle East. So you're basically stuck in like a fucking kill zone. And then the only people that are halfway on your side are people that will kill you if you disagree with them at all. And so you're basically literally stuck between a rock and a hard place, and they're totally fucked. They're completely fucked. I guarantee you 95% of those protesters are unemployed. I don't know if it's that low. It's probably more like the 100%. But yeah, Checkbrick's Twitter's one of the Venezuelan soldiers said the U.S. used different weapons against them. Yeah, let me see. I'll pull that up in a minute, okay? Yeah, let's see what they said. Venezuelan soldiers, okay. And give me 1 second. I'll get to that. And Israel spawn camping, but the largest Palestinian employer. I mean, I don't know about that, but yeah, you Star Wars blasters type shit. Yeah, I'll look at it in a minute. But anyway, my point is with this is that, you know, the Palestinian people deserve better protesters. They do. They deserve better protesters than these weird performative white liberal women that are supporting terrorists that would rape and murder them. They do. I'm so sick of this. This is embarrassing. And I think that what's happening is that these people are poisoning the Palestinian cause. Like, for me, I know you might not know this, or people might not believe this, I'm a free Palestine guy. I think the way they're being treated by Israel sucks. And I understand that it's because of Hamas, and it's very complicated, but I do view the Palestinian people, the people that are living in Gaza, I view these people as a profoundly victimized group of people. Profoundly victimized. And I think that they deserve everybody's respect and support. I think not only are they being aggressed on by an outside force, but they're being ruled over by a oppressive force inside of their own country. It's a lot like Iran in a way, because Iran, again, is being sanctioned by everybody and attacked by Israel and America, and they're also being oppressed by their own government. The people that are living in these countries, it fucking sucks, right? It's awful. So 99% think this way? Exactly. But whenever you have this messaging where you have people supporting Hamas, literally supporting Hamas, what ends up happening is that people view the Palestinian cause as something that is basically, you know, they view it as something that's problematic. They view it as something that's bad. And I think it makes sense why. I mean, I think that anybody would see it that way. They'd see it as like a terrorist group, basically, that's because it is. And so this is the real issue that I think is happening, and this is why they're damaging this in a huge way. So I don't know what else to say beyond that, and it is very, very, very problematic. It sucks, but historically oppressed because problem leadership, I think. What game did you get yesterday? Which game? Oh, Dreadmiss, that was it. And it's like it's common sense whenever Democrats are in power, basically. Yeah, definitely. That's why Democratic politicians are breaking away from them. They know this is poison. They are. But there's, on the internet, this is the thing, is that on the internet, there's a huge amount of people that are supporters of this. They're big fans of this. They think it's good. The Democrat Party is just another wing of Hamas. These are your own people. Own it. I think that what's happened is that they have basically played into this group of people, and they've made their bed, and now they have to lay in it. I think that's what's happened. All those protesters couldn't point to Gaza on the map. I mean, again, I think that's probably true in a lot of cases. So if I look at this, right, and I see the engagements here, these people are fucking mad about it. Who recognizes Hamas as a terrorist organization, and so they don't recognize it, and so obviously some places don't recognize Hamas as a terrorist. Wow, what a surprise. Russia doesn't think they're a terrorist organization. And then she did it for free. She's actually getting hate from everyone now. That sucks. That's really too bad. And I don't know, man, the Israel rhetoric is Israel's bombing Hamas, but Hamas uses human shields. Well, I mean, there's not really, like, I don't think Israel is, like, perfect or, like, you know, like, without fault. But it's also very obvious that Hamas is bad, right? I mean, like, two things can be true at the same time. It's not like you have to pick a good side and a bad side. Sometimes there's two bad sides. So, yeah, people sit on the fence, get hated by both sides. I guess so. And so, yeah, check the quote retweets if you want to pick me up. Total commie meltdown. Exactly. AOC, when it's time to defend Israel. Hey, so shut the fuck up. Hey, so... Man. And this is obviously somebody that has me blocked. The lady who voted to send missiles to Israel in the middle of a genocide wants to lecture us on appropriate behavior. These are people, again, this is a guess to be honest, but I don't think these guys are anti-Semitic. No, I'm sorry to say, guys, if you are going out and you are supporting a terrorist organization that kills Jews because they're Jews, you're anti-Semitic. It is. Like, I mean, what are we... This is like saying, well, I'm not a racist, but I just support the Nazis. No, you can't do that. Well, I'm not racist, I just like the KKK. No, that's not how it works. You can't say this. It's literally the definition, yes. How does somebody think like this? It's unbelievable. What happened to common sense? It's gone. What are your thoughts on why Egypt doesn't want Palestinian people in their country? They view them as like a threat because there was some different resistance groups over the years that caused problems for them. I mean, again, like if I was Egypt, would I be doing that? I would, actually. I'd do the same thing Egypt does. And I wouldn't want those people there either because it doesn't, like, why would Egypt take these people into their country when all these people are going to do, right, is, if anything, be a neutral effect and they could be negative, right? So, yeah. You're saying Hassan Hassan is anti-Semitic? I don't think that Hassan is anti-Semitic, but I think that supporting Hamas is. Does that make sense? So it's definitely an anti-Semitic thing to do. And it's not even a question. Latino people being with Israel never fails to make me laugh because they hate you too, fool. You're brown? What? And so anyway, AOC is a human weather vane. If she's tweeting this, maybe it's time to sell on the Gaza genocide and the Hamas cheerleading. Sad, it's been a good run. And then this guy, shut the fuck up. There are so many people on social media that unironically just support terrorism. That's it. They just support terrorism. Wow. That's crazy. Oh my God. How do you know Hamas is killing their people? I'm Palestinian. Because I read multiple articles on it and I saw it happen with videos. I mean, I don't know. Maybe all that's fake, but they sure did a good job at faking it then. I'll tell you that. They did a great job. And so that's the reason why. I mean, you know, like maybe I'm wrong about it. Maybe it's not quite as bad as I'm saying it is, but it sure seems like it's still pretty bad overall. So that's at least what I think about it. But let's see. I'll look at a few more of these here too. But yeah, I'm so surprised that this is even happening. And I'm Egyptian. Another key part is we don't want to be forced into the burden of taking Palestinians since it'll be pushed on us by Israel if they take Gaza. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But AOC's fake as fuck. She won't go near any independent interview for that reason. You'll never see her talk in open forum. Well, I don't know about that. I have no idea. And how does it feel to be an imperialist running dog? Oh my God. Where do these people come from? Comrade Andre. Marxist anti-imperialist. Oh my God. The internet and people in general have just gone collectively fucking insane. I'm sorry, but people are out of their fucking mind nowadays. This is crazy. What are you doing? Oh my God. Yeah, communists didn't even hide it. Yeah, all these anti-fascist people, what is this here? Legit use fascist tactics? That's because they don't hate fascism. They want to be the fascists. They want to be the ones in control. So the first step to doing that is getting rid of the people that are currently in control. That's the reason why. So yes, anyway, a total massive generational crash out. This year has been horrible for these people. Right? They've already had this Minneapolis thing happen. They've been supporting. This is what's crazy about it. I don't know. Can I reopen this? Let me see if I can find it. Is this it? No, that's not it. Where'd it go? Yeah. This is what you've had to defend in the last year if you're one of these people. Somalian scammers, Tesla bombings, drug boats, Maduro, Hamas, killing Charlie Kirk, attempted Trump assassination, that should be plural, Iran, Luigi, MS-13, trans kids, running over ICE, and illegal immigration. I mean, they're having a bad time. They are. They're having a really, really bad fucking time. So yeah, I mean, think about this. This is in the last year. This is the narrative that they're working off of. It's insane. So a real bad day. I know it's crazy, isn't it? So yes, this has been the the operating principle that they've had to deal with. Yeah, college protests, stopping, what do you call it? Stopping other studying. Yeah, I guess so, right? But yeah, vandalism, of course. But shocking dogs, I've heard about that. You idiots, it was a defensive land scale. Did you miss the part where there was stolen land for sale, or do you not care? As if there is stolen land for sale, does that somehow justify supporting terrorism? Like, I just... again, the moment that you support a group of people that intentionally targets and kills civilians, you have automatically lost the high ground. You have totally lost the moral high ground. Like, I understand civilians being killed as collateral damage inside of a war. I think everybody understands that. It makes sense. But really, it should be kept to a minimum, number one. And number two, that's a very big difference between that and then going out there and killing them yourself. That's it. So yeah, stolen land, these people are really ethno-nationalists for their own side? Of course they are. They absolutely are. I saw that with Somalia too. Absolutely. Midterm pivot tweet from Hassan aged pretty well? I guess so. And so anyway, that's what's happened. And but it's not me doing the pivot. It's apparently every politician that he's gassed up and tried to collaborate with instead. So they're all roaching out on him. The way that she's 100% correct, but you know the replies are going to be insane. Exactly, yeah. And this is a person that apparently has some degree of self-preservation. This is good to see. It's pretty obvious, but yeah. I like how she framed these as the protesters just stumbling into a Jewish neighborhood and screaming Hamas chants, and completely left out the part where the crowd was protesting the illegal sale of Palestinian land in the West Bank. Just totally a morally bankrupt individual. Like, that justifies supporting a terrorist group. That's what's so crazy to me about this, is that you're thinking that, oh, well, because they're protesting something that's good, then it means that they can say anything that they want. No, that's not how any of this works. It's the gymnastics. Yes, the mental gymnastics here are genuinely impressive. It is. Oh my God. So yeah, they're Islamic extremists and bots made by these groups funded by China and Russia to spread disinformation and undermine national security. I mean, I certainly hope so. I really hope that it's all bots and it's all some big plan that China has concocted. Because the idea, and coming to terms with the idea, that the actual people that live in my country are going out of their way to support a terrorist regime is fucking insane. It's crazy. So yeah, I don't know what to say about this other than that. It's nuts.